I'll explain why.
I was about to say, okay, elaborate.
I became more calmer.
Yes, because I was always chaotic.
So I was the calm one. You were always angry. You were always snapping.
I was.
And shame, I just rolled with the punch.
Welcome to the Mom's Mental Oasis, the show that explores maternal mental health, motherhood, and parenting. We are all about nurturing, supporting, and educating because we know that when we know better, we do better. I am your host, Modern Beni, and it is a pleasure to have you with me here today. If you are new to the channel, I welcome you and I ask that you sincerely please subscribe. This will help us to grow the community. And if you've been here with me for a while, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Right, so we're going to take a bit of a pause with our awareness and get into June, which is the month of dads as well as the men's mental health. And I have a very special person in the house today.
Ooh la la.
This is my best friend. You're my best friend.
Ah, also my best friend, love.
Thank you, Lavi. And he's the reason I call myself Modern Makoti Nkobeni, guys. So I'd like to welcome to you guys my hubby, love, welcome.
Hi. Good to be here in the mommy space. It is the mommy space, ne?
No, this one is the mom's mental oasis. The mommy space is the bigger, behind the brand.
Good to be in the oasis.
So why don't you introduce yourself to our guest?
So I'm your husband.
Yes.
Shanta. I'm a professionally registered structural engineer by profession. Part-time DJ when I feel like it, more of a passion.
And the best.
The best. And at home, in the kitchen. And yeah, a dad to two beautiful kids.
Okay. Lavi, we've known each other for a decade now.
Over a decade.
No, our friendship is over a decade, but us being together, it's been like a decade. And it's been an adventure and a half.
Yeah, ups and downs, a roller coaster.
The roller coaster. But now, how do you feel? What has been like the biggest change for us since, we became parents?
I was going to say the biggest change was the kids. Since we became parents.
Yeah.
I'd say we became more partners.
Yeah,
we became more partners.
Yeah.
The relationship grew to a point where we were more partners. If you want something or if you need something, I don't think you had to tell me.
You just knew.
I just knew. If I had to chip in with either the kids or something in the household, it just happened. So that companionship, I think, grew even better.
And to think we met at a friend's party.
At a friend's party, love.
And by that time, my parents didn't want me to go out.
Really?
I'm telling you. But then I went.
You snuck out?
Well, not really snuck out. My mom, talked to my dad, and then he said yes. The agreement was I can go, but under condition that I'll end up at my grams. But then I just went. I went to my grams and I went to the party. And I was like, okay, let me go to this party. And then I think I met you. And the first time I met you, I was like, okay.
Okay, go chamin.
Kids, maybe.
I think go chamin.
I think maybe by then, but I was not like in a good mental state. So I was like, yeah, you were okay. Yeah, I mean, like we took pictures. I think we went out on a date after that party.
They were on Gab.
How I go Gab?
On Gabi, look what is zoo. No. Or was it Spur first?
No, it was the zoo first.
It was the zoo.
Yeah, it was the zoo.
I got that idea from Bong sexually. It was one of his tricks. Yeah,
it was the zoo first. And I think what happened after, no, we're not in a good space, but we did become friends.
We became friends for a long time, eh?
For a long time. You're my favorite phone call.
I was persistent. I kept on trying.
It did.
Gabi were left, right, center.
Really love. But then I think afterwards it was like Sheho was like, no, go out with him. I was like, okay, let me just try one more time. And it has been the best decision ever.
And timing. I mean, God's timing was also, because I think at the time, Linda, maybe, I wouldn't say I was fresh out of a relationship, but I was out of a relationship. It didn't happen while I was in the relationship.
No, with neither me as well.
So yeah.
It was a fresh start for us.
God's timing.
And then we got married, guys. And it was such a beautiful wedding. I looked beautiful in blue.
You did.
And you look handsome in your tail, love.
Born.
And then from then on is the baby girl, like
Hey, the dynamite.
the biggest change in our life. Because Ntlama is more of our baby boy is more of the calmer. Well, not now though, but when he got in.
Yeah, not now.
Not now. But when we look at how when our baby girl got in, what do you feel like changed between us when she started to be in?
Yo, you are always angry with me, eh? That was a tough time. Yo, that was a tough time. I would say I think I grew a lot. Because now,
Yeah.
I'll explain why.
I was about to say, okay, elaborate.
I became more calmer.
Yes, because I was always chaotic.
So I was the calm one. You were always angry. You were always snapping.
I was.
And shame, I just rolled with the punches, eh?
Shame lovey.
And I remember, it was shame love.
I know, I feel bad because now when I think about, when I compare myself to how I am now, like the boy, it's very different to how I was with the girl. I could see,
But then, it's surprising that I think I only saw that after.
Yeah.
I think I even told you, I was like, hey, but it was just, you don't feel it, but it's there.
It's there. No, but you're right. I think I sat down with Nels and I told her how I was feeling and the resentment, which is not necessary.
My bestie.
Yeah, and she gave me a good talk, man. I think after my sit down with Nels, I realized, okay, I was weak with my boundaries. When I'm supposed to have me time, I'm supposed to have me time. And I used to just float. If you were like, I want to go, so I'm like, okay, go. But deep down, like you would say, your face doesn't say what your mouth is saying. And I think because of like I was already, all over the place. After the sit down with Nas, I was like, okay. I think that's when I really started to open up, and we sat down and we talked about, okay, where's the resentment coming from and why I feel the way I feel. And then, you know what, I appreciate when I said, okay, I'm going to enter a pageant. You're like, yeah, let's do
it. You made me remember something. Z's nappy bra.
Yeah.
I think that's when we were fresh now from, maybe 6 months or something. Yeah. Because the gap is around 5 months. And they were like, nah, Jens must give a speech. Just give a speech. Everyone was like, this is what you can expect via the kid. You're going to need to do this. You're going to need to do this. I was like, he's heard everything. My man, this is what you're going to expect from your partner. You're never going to go out anymore. If you do want to go out, it's going to be a big thing. I think I just hit him with one line. I was like, plus him and Riri, they go out together a lot. Or they used to. I don't know now. But
not like the way we are. We hardly go out. I hardly go out.
So now I was like, hey, that's going to change, my man. Because now you'll be able to go out. And she won't be able to go out. And she's going to say, oh, it's nice. Ne? You can go wherever you want to go. And that was you.
I know it was.
There was a lot of resentment.
No, there was, because I don't think I realized how. Remember, I used to think, oh, I'm a deputy parent, but it's not the same. It's not the same when it's actually your child. You have to look after them. You have to make all these decisions, all these changes. And because I wanted to be a present mom, I didn't realize being a present mom meant my time was limited. Like I couldn't even. And also remember, I didn't want to be alone. I had some mental issues there as well. So I was using the baby as well as not dealing with my own issues. So whenever you were going out, I was like, why are you that free? I'm stuck here. And then I said, I think I heard from a YouTube. The lady said, Hodem, when you really want to be present for your kid for the next 1 to 4 years, I think I said that with you and I told you, the next 1 to 4 years, I am the main person they're going to fall back on. And I think I believed that for a while until then Ntlama came and then there was a shift. Because Ntlama wasn't scared. I actually liked being alone Ntlama more than I did Linzak. And I think that was more of my mental state. I was jealous, love. I was jealous of your freedom. I was jealous of the fact that you can do things I can't do anymore. But at the same time, I wanted to be this present mom. I don't know, I feel like there was a clash, and in some sort of way, it ended up making my boundaries loose, which is what Nelly was saying to me. And Because of, okay, I need to blame someone. You were the first target on the map.
But it makes sense, man. I mean, I can assume it's tiring being a mom.
It is.
Like, you're the first person they think of.
Even now.
Even now.
My
like,
mommy.
It's only if you are not there that they'll be like, okay, where's that guy now?
No, but it's true.
That's true.
They do that, leave her when I'm not around.
Hence the term primary caregiver.
Nah. But I think I've gotten better in accepting that. I have gotten better because before I was bad.
You were bad. You still do that every now and then, but it's fine. It's not bad.
But I'm not as bad.
I am experienced now, my love.
But Rena, what surprised you the most about our transition from us to +2?
So I start with +1 and then +2.
Yeah.
We were more carefree without the kids.
Yeah.
Then there was +1. Then there was learning the partnership, I think. Where you are 50 or where you are 40, I need to be 60. Yeah. Where I'm 70, you're going to be, or let's say if I'm 30, you're going to be 70. And this is many ways.
I remember that talk.
It's time, can be time, can be, finances.
I know.
Can be anything. A shoulder to cry on, advice.
I remember.
So that was, I'd say, got +1. +2. +2, and I were just fluid. That's like where we were just.
I think we just freestyle.
We're just going with it. +2, it was like we've seen it, and we grew. We are growing.
Yeah.
It's just that now I don't think there's a lot to pay attention to because it just goes.
It just goes with the flow.
We're just going with the flow. We're enjoying life.
We are, and I think I like that you touched on that talk. I forgot about that talk, Shem, because that was our biggest talk about the transitioning where I was so used to 50-50 and now 50-50 is very hard. I remember I cried. I'm like, it's hard to do 50-50 with a baby, and you made me realize, where I'm lacking, you're there to cover it, and where you're lacking, I'm there to cover it. At the end of the day, we're doing 100 together.
It's gonna be 100.
It's gonna be 100.
Partnership.
It's a partnership, my love.
Sorry, man.
But okay. So now, before we dive into our kids and the crazy life of our kids, we're just digging into us now. I feel like now we're different when it comes to with us time. It's not really perfect, but I feel like it's more better because I feel like with the first one, I struggled to make us time the way I'm doing it now. It's not really the regular, but I feel like now I'm a bit more intentional with our us time. How do you feel our us time has become, and what do you think it's working for us?
It's tougher with 2.
It is. Because the boy does not like it.
Hey, let's not start that.
He doesn't like it.
He's very jealous.
He's like, where's my mama?
Very jealous. With 1, it's easy to manage because that time you're not just you're just sharing it with one person. And if that one person is preoccupied or asleep or whatever, then it's back to you guys.
Yeah.
With 2, you're now juggling 2. By luck, you'll find that you do have your time and both are busy with their own things or both are busy asleep. But you'll find that your time is juggled between the 2. If one doesn't need it, chances are it's going to be on the other. But that's why there's then 2 of you. Because if ever I'm looking after the one and the other one doesn't need my attention, that's where you can push. You can push Mary's treats, you can push Mommy's space, you can push whatever you want to push.
Yeah.
And if ever it's like he's in her own zone, you're busy with Nklamu, then I can push my own stuff as well.
Yeah.
If I want to go golfing, you make the time, you find the balance. But I'd say where we are now,
no, it's fine.
I'd say we are better at striking that balance. We're not perfect, but we've become better.
And you're right, because I was thinking now, it's like you always when you have your day, I'll have my day.
Yeah.
But it's not possible,
it's not possible
with the
now.
2. It's so It's not.
It wouldn't be fair to someone.
It's not, because it's tough. So what we do now is just like, okay, you tell me, okay, today I need to do this. Okay, I'll take the kids and I'll push. And then I would be like, okay, I just need to do this for a couple of times, even though it doesn't get perfect. But then they, but that's why I sent you that. I think it's a reel or a TikTok, I can't remember, but a video where the lady was saying that you need to take charge of the fact that when the kids are, because now the kids has this thing, and my mommy. You're like, no, I'm your daddy now. Because that way they must know, because she's trying to say you must make it a mission for them to know her. Even when mommy is busy, I'm here. You're good. And I think that's the thing we've been working on. That's why when you take time, I take time. We do it on the same day, not give each other that day. I feel like that's been working. I think, it's not really perfect, but it's getting there.
I'll admit something.
Yeah.
So every time she says my mommy or mommy, no, not daddy. I was like, Ishani, thank God.
Wow, love.
At least a break, yeah. Now I want. But yeah, man, no, you're right. We should be, because another thing is my relationship, and I think it's very close.
She's a daddy's girl.
So now a part of me, when she does say, like, let's say after bathing, and she's like, I don't want you to dress me, I want mommy. Okay, I'll be like, hey, at least I can chill. But then it's also like, we were not like that, eh? Yeah, there's a bit of a disconnect now. We must rekindle. So I think I should work harder. Bring it back, man.
No, I hear you. But I think it's because this year you've been pushing so much, especially with the other stuff you're doing. It's not the same like before. But I think you made a point, love, when you said her. It's because now there's two of them. Then your relationship with her was very close because it was only her. So now when you like with them, it's always her and the baby. Maybe that should be our thing now, where we can separate at least one day in a month where you take time with her only, and I do the same, like we swap.
We must diarize it.
Yeah, man. It should be like that. But yeah, okay. We talked about balancing. I know I'm not balancing very well.
It's tough.
It's not easy. But do you feel like we've been doing enough to protect our relationship through this parenting journey? I think you've been doing a lot more than me.
You think so?
No, I do, Shem. I think you literally make it a mission, like, be like, no, man, when are we gonna have us time? Why is it always you and the baby? And in some way, in my mind, it would be like, oh, why are you being this way? But I felt like you reminded me not to forget that you're also here. I must make time in my room, in my space to, edge you. Just that I haven't found that perfect balance.
And it's cold out there.
I know you said it.
We'll later John Legend.
I know you said it, but I like that, and I'm glad you do that. I hope you never stop, love.
No, I won't.
Because if you remember, it was tough in the beginning, but once like it made was two. We went back to being flowing, and then we just made a oopsie with that.
And that's why now we are here.
That's why now we are here.
That's the consequence.
And it do. But what do you love so far about how we are now with the kids and our relationship?
The partnership.
It's your favorite.
It's the partnership. If that's not there, I think it was, and I think I would say it a lot after Nhlamu came. I think at some point I'd always refer to you, especially my statuses, as my life partner.
Oh, love.
You must understand what that means, man. This person is your partner. You're not my wife in jail. You're not a romantic lover or whatever. Of course, so I'm just going to say romantic love. You're a partner. If I need help in this, whether it be the kids, work, life,
it happens.
It happens.
And I think last year was the year our partnership really grew. Yeah, because we made choices, and were not easy choices, but we made them. I think I even told Hazel about it when I chose to go stay with your parents while you fix things up, and she's like, that was such a bold move. And in my mind, I was just thinking, I just want to rest. But I know she said it in such a deep thing, and then it made me realize maybe that's why our connection grew deeper, because of last year's, tough decision we had to make.
So it changed. The relationship, I think, was continuously evolving. And where we are now, first thing that comes to mind, I'd be like, it's a partnership, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's a partnership. Friendship.
You name them all.
But the first thing that comes to mind now, maybe it's like you were saying, you're just coming back from last year. We are in June. Yeah. And the thing that stuck out was you have a life partner.
And we do. And I think that's why now it feels like, there's a disconnection between you and her. It's because of that little distance. But I feel like as it goes, you still her favorite him. When you say, my daddy.
I don't know if I'm a favorite.
I don't think Zaki has a favorite, love. No, honestly speaking, I don't think my daughter has a favorite. I think she just goes with whatever she feels like it. Yeah. Last night, I want to go to Kuku. You see, she doesn't have. I think she just goes with her flow. Whatever she's feeling that time, that's her.
That's her. Ne?
I don't know if you remember this, ne? We had a talk where I was telling you that, which is one of the other reasons I was a bit resentful. It's because I used to have this idea of what a dad should be. And I think I put that on you. And then I had to have the reality that you are the vision of a dad that the kids want. Because they're very happy with you, especially in Takeshi. I think she's one of the reasons I came to that vibe. So I want to know from you, how do you feel like fatherhood changed your view in life?
I would say, it's a lot, eh? It's a lot. It changed my perspective on what a dad is. And it made me, I think, understand my dad even better, to be honest. Yeah, I did. Because it's only once you start doing certain things that you start seeing what they do as well for you.
Yeah.
They're always just there for you. Sharp, mine are still young now. But I think one day, once they're grown, I would want to be like him, because surprisingly, till today, both me and my brother still call my dad whenever, shit hits the fan.
Very cheap.
We won't call my mom. It's that calming soul, I think. If I speak to this person, I'll be okay. I don't think Bongs will call me because I'm just going to be rude. But yeah, that you start to get him a bit better. I can't say it.
You like to call yourself an OG dad.
Yeah. But that's a story for another day. But yeah, man, I'd say understand him a lot. I understand him a lot better, Webon.
Yeah.
Being that figure. And other than that, there's a lot I just can't think of now. Hey.
No, it fascinates me now to think of. Do you feel like how you grew up, you want to put that same concept, or you want to reframe it a bit for the kids?
I'd want to twist it up, but similarities.
Okay, are you basing it because of you got a girl and a boy, or
no?
Okay, why do you want to reframe?
So, if I were to say, let me look at my relationship with my dad. Growing up, I wouldn't say I was as close with him as I am with the kids. Obviously, I can't remember what was happening.
Yeah, it's understandable.
But from the pictures you can see, I don't think this guy was doing what I was doing. And even when you grow, there's that, okay, maybe with him because he only has boys. So there's that natural barrier between, or that boundary, if I can say, between dads and boys. There's that, I think it's mistaken respect and fear.
Yeah, the combination. I get elder and stuff.
But that's your dad, obviously.
Yeah.
Mom is going to be a free one. Dad is going to be So now, when I look at now how I am with the kids, I don't think there's even
none.
A a barrier or boundary at all.
They're very open now.
They're very open. But now, going back to your first one, that changed now how I am with my pops as well.
I was about
now,
to say.
Now I don't think there's a barrier.
No, I feel at this I'm like, I'm sure because I know when you explain and you talk about your dad back then, and you see him now with the kids.
Even he changed.
It's so different.
I'm like, this guy.
So different.
Dude, I don't think you were playing with us like this, treating us like this. But the guy makes sounds.
I know. You should do like it's so funny.
Someone does. You know, but it's a granddad and grandparents and grandkids thing. But I'd say going forward, I like the fact or that idea where you know that's the guy who, if things go wrong or
you can fall onto.
I want that
with the kids now.
But I also want that. I would say, especially for, let's say, Nhlamone.
Yeah.
You need that older figure. You like saying the parents shouldn't be the chomita.
Best friend, like your child's friend.
Yeah, there should be a line. You can be close and be friends. And I don't know how you said it, but I think you once said something along those lines. I would want to be their friend, but obviously there must be that authoritative line. Like, please, you must remember, this is your dad, remember?
Yeah.
But I want that relationship. Should anything go wrong, like first car accident, I called my dad.
And I think that's going to happen. Same with the kids. Happen.
First heartbreak, I would like them to call me.
Oh, lovey.
Not a friend or whoever.
I think that's the reason why I'm saying I'm not your friend, but I am your parent, is based on the fact that a friend means somebody who in perspective, it's somebody who will let things loose. I want them to know that even when I mess up, I'm going to give them a speech. That's not going to change, but I'm always going to be the fallback person. That's where it's coming from, right? I don't also want them to feel like they're supposed to have friends outside of me. I'm not their world. Same way I'm learning that they are not my world. I think that's where it's coming from. But I definitely do think they're gonna call you, because Zaki doesn't, when she does her thing, no, I want my daddy, even though you're so far away. And I feel it grows with them, and the way you're interacting with them, Lavi, you're really planting that seed. They're comfortable. Look, boy, how I used to think I'm her favorite. Good, once he gets off this booby, it's over. You're gonna be.
You must watch this space.
Yeah, the competition is strong. It's strong. But yeah, and so because I had an episode with Nox about gender, and we talked about. I had a question to her. Who do you feel like it's easier to raise? It did not sit well with any people, but the point is, I was basing it on my experience. When between the two kids, who do you feel like you can, I want to change it to say that between the two, who do you feel like it's going to make you more linear or more strict?
Who's going to make me more strict? I think for guys, naturally you want to be more strict with the boys. I think natural.
And remember, I once told you the way you reprimand Zaki and Klam is not the same.
Oh,
your voice sounds very different. I
said Zaki.
Yeah, but usually it's softer. The only time you say that is when you've said the same thing over and over and she doesn't listen. That's when you.
Yeah, you must be firm.
But with the boy,
No.
Lavi, you do. I'm telling you.
But yeah, I would say you tend to be more, naturally you want to be more strict with the boy. But I think that's based on the misconception that by doing that, you're going to make him tough.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think so. It doesn't mean to make the guy, or if you're nice with the person, they're going to be a softie. That's the misconception, but which one would be easier, I think,
Yeah.
So far. With a daughter, I think as a guy, especially Halangwana, because you just like doing these
Like a superhero.
One sort of kissa. There's as long as you're all cute with the kid, you've won.
Yeah.
That's easy with the girl. And then now I think you actually put me in line with this. With the boy, I was like, hey, what do I do now? You can't be saying, oh, but if you were to check, I do that almost every day with Ntlamo now.
You do?
And it makes him uncomfortable. But
really?
Ntlamo doesn't like it.
But he never likes even being kissed, so let me just... but you must do it.
No, I do it.
Good.
Now I'm like, hey, until you're 8, even if 20-something,
he must know.
I'll be doing it.
Affection is affection.
Even on his wedding day.
Listen, I'll be there and I'll join you too.
I'm going to do it.
Listen, I'll be...
So yeah, man, I would say naturally and straight away, I think I found it a bit harder with the boy. But then it just grew on you.
Yeah.
And I think if you can treat both the same way, it won't be hard for either.
Yeah, I think we're trying. I think I do sometimes fall into that gender thing, but I'm trying not to with both of them. I don't know if I'm doing it well. It depends, I think. I think all depends on how I'm feeling that day. But I definitely do think I think you're doing very well with the boy, Sham. You're teaching him how to talk. Yeah. And he likes that. He really does, Lovey.
If you're not there.
How does it feel like, I'm interrupting this friendship?
You're interrupting. He's confused, but here, there's something with this guy. There's excitement.
But I just ruined it.
You have boobs. Well, they have milk, let me say.
No, I do. He like when he sees me, he just changed. But Lavi, what kind of a father would you like to display to the boy? Like what kind of a father figure image would you like to display to our baby boy?
That he can be safe and free around me.
I want to throw in something. Do you feel like you want to raise him into always understanding that he's a provider, or that he's a provider but to an extent beyond finances? Do you know why I asked this question? Because it's something I've always wondered about, that there's always this crazy question about what do you put on the table, right? And most of the time with men, it's been known on the table we put on finances. It's a provider mindset. But my wish is for Ntlamo to just understand that it's not just that, it's more, it's like you were saying, our partnership, but he must understand how that partnership is built from. That's why I'm asking you that question.
So I would like him to know that, well, for one, if you have the right person, or I'm assuming this is now in a family.
Yes.
He's the head of the house.
He's the head of a house.
For a guy to want to be a provider, that's why men, I think you end up putting yourself under a lot of unnecessary pressure. And some people, unfortunately, it is mental health awareness month or something.
Yes, it is.
Some people go as far as suicide because they feel they can't provide. Now you've put all that unnecessary pressure in your head, I must always be providing financially or getting love or everything. But sometimes you can't. And it's okay for you if you can't. If you have the right person, rather maybe guide them towards knowing what kind of person you should be aspiring to provide to. Because if you can't, that person akaso khatel. I'm sure there's some guys out there by long haul. Hey man, it's bad. For a minute, if they can't provide, remember, I'm gonna sidetrack.
No problem.
When you went to Kochai, you were like, my mom was worried, Khore. Hey, why are you here?
Yeah, I remember.
Are you now gonna leave this guy? Because she's probably thinking the guy can't provide, so now he's gonna be left alone. But she was wrong, and you're like, man, I'm here for 1, 2, 3, and if anything, I believe in this guy once, or I know he's gonna do well. In that moment, you were not looking at me as the provider. As much as I was, as much as I do provide.
Yes, you do. No, you do, my love.
But it's an unrealistic expectation on someone, and it builds unnecessary pressure, I think.
And you're right, because I remember when Mama said that, I was like, no. And I think you came that weekend, and I told you, I think it was your birthday weekend. And I was like, I know you can do anything, because the person I dated made sure that if you were like, you were persistent that I'm going to get this girl and I'm going to be here. I'm going to be your wife. At that time, I was like,
on the first day.
This guy. But you made it. And because of that, I feel like when I went to your parents' house, it wasn't really about anything else, about the fact that I think we needed the space. You needed that space for yourself and your whatever process you were going through. And I also needed that. But I also needed to remember why I loved you and why I was with you, which was more than just, it's because you see me. I think I once told you, and my favorite thing is because you change my perception of things. And that's a gift that money can't buy. Because you can have anyone with money, but they can't, they can't sustain.
They can't build you.
They can't build you. And why would I want to change that when I have you? It's a bump. We've had bumps before. And yeah, I was like, no, man. And when she was, on your neck about stuff, I would call you and be like, don't you dare listen. Don't you dare listen, man. That's not our agreement. This space is, we know why we're taking this space. And yeah, so I hope that that's what our baby boy gets from you as well. That's a very nice way of seeing things.
And he will.
No, he will, yes. Because I do know we are trying to fight our traditional ways of things. But let's be frank. As much as traditional ways are not sustainable, they work.
They work. You can't just cut all tradition.
You just can't.
Some of it is your foundation, if you think about it.
Some of it is the foundation.
Without it, your structure's going to fall.
And, before, we would clash then, but and now at least we're on the same. Like, we know, okay. The house keeping intact is my responsibility. When I'm at home, if I'm not at home, you take over that thing, right? If there's an issue with cars, I call you. I don't need to be stressed about this. You
yeah.
And even with the kids, if something is missing that I can cover, I make sure I cover it. And I feel like tradition does play a huge role. What do you feel like with us works? Because I already told you what works for us. What do you feel like works for us when it comes to tradition?
I think what works is, if ever we don't agree, because you have your own traditions.
Yes.
And there's mine.
Yeah.
Naturally, I think, kamolao, it's like you take over the man's traditions. There are traditions that I think, naturally, they just happened. They just happened that you took them over. Hey, I don't think there's a tradition I've taken over, but it's fine.
Let me tell you one thing. Because I remember I did an episode about our trip to Dakar.
Yeah.
And you were like, there were certain things I didn't put in there. I feel like the one thing that I took over, which was, maybe it's not in the sense of an African tradition, but a tradition from your family, where you are the person that leads when there's, there's chaos or whatever, or there's a situation. Because before I wanted to do it.
Yeah, you wanted to do everything. You're Wonder Woman.
I wanted to solve everything, guys. If I had an issue, okay, let me solve it. But now I feel like I took over. If something happens, I call you. Like, love, this is happening.
Even if you can sort it out yourself.
Even when I can sort it out myself. And it's because I remember when you sat me down and you explained the situation, how it works with your parents. And I saw it myself. And
yeah, you did.
I saw it myself. And then I understood. And I do that because it's my way of showing you that, okay, even if I'm capable of doing something, I will always talk to you about it. Because sometimes when I tell you and then I sort it out, but I told you that's what, that's how I've reprogrammed myself. And I think that's one of those
things. Very simple and easy guys or creatures to please. You just make us feel wanted. Then, like, I can't do this without you.
Yes, that's the thing I had to learn myself.
Okay. And you'll be okay. You'll feel like, ish, Imagine you get a call like that, you're with the gents. Hey, she's like, I can't do this. I know, do this. Ishaki made an emergency. She had a flat tire. I sorted it out. You know, you're sorted.
I know, because remember, I would be like, I'll call, I'll do, and then, but now I had to reframe. And now I feel like it's worse. I feel like after I became very soft. My hard corners just melted.
But it's also another thing, back to the traditions now. There'll be some traditions that you won't budge on.
Yeah.
There'll be some I won't budge on. But there's some where you can compromise. Hey, that compromise is very important.
I remember.
Because if you two can't compromise,
you're really not building much. Lavi? All right. I want to do a fun and real moments. Right? This is related to the kids. The first question is, what's been the wildest toddler meddown you've witnessed? Because there's only one person we've had.
That's going to be Nzak.
Yeah.
So this involves Nzak. There's a lot. There's one that I forgot about, actually, and then I saw yesterday on your post.
Yeah.
The day Nhlamo came back.
Yo.
I actually forgot about that one.
Remember.
Eish. But yeah, okay, you've already shared that one, so I'm not going to share that one.
But other people haven't seen it.
So I must share two.
You can share two.
That one, what happened? I get it, you want the kids to not be separated.
No, yeah.
So the understanding from the parents or the grandparents was when the other one comes, you won't be able to handle both in the same house.
Yeah.
So rather one but you were not.
No, I was very stubborn.
Of that view. And fine, we give you what you want. Came back. Zaki obviously was overwhelmed. I think she just saw a doll or something.
Yeah, I think she saw a doll.
She saw a toy.
Because she wanted to play with the baby and just press the baby.
But she didn't understand. No, man, this is your baby brother. This is a live being. And yeah, she just didn't understand. And I remember when it now came nap time. Because she's used to sleeping low.
She slept, actually. And then she woke up in the middle of the night. Because she was sleeping with the mom. She woke up. It was 2 or 3, sure. And I was busy.
It was AMs.
Yeah, I was busy breastfeeding in time.
And then she lost it. She just wanted the attention. The jealousy kicked in. And this is when she was still young. And she threw a tantrum. She was crying. Mama is losing it.
I know.
That's when Mama reached her boiling point.
Yeah, she did.
And then I just picked up and said,
and you calm her down.
Mama was like, hey, banana lo. I was like, banana lo. I was like, no, that's not gonna happen. And if you hit my kids, they're never gonna visit you again. And I think she respected that, I think deep down she respected that. And when I told Bongs as well, Bongs was like, hey, no ways. Hey, he seconded it, actually. Can't be raising kids in fear or what. That was that meltdown. And then the other one, there was one, man. Did I tell you about Eliako Brooklyn Mall or something?
No, I go Brooklyn. Kids, I go Netcare.
Kinal mom? No, it wasn't go Netcare. We went to Netcare. It was for checkup.
Yeah.
And then after we went to, I think it was Brooklyn Mall or something for lunch. Breakfast or lunch or whatever. And yeah, man. It's like, Mamuna Lenslamu. Nagina Lensak. I'm like, no, man, let's get some breakfast or something. I don't know what time it was. Let's say lunch. But I could tell her, hey, Zaki hasn't eaten in a while. So it's good. Hey, yeah, let's see. Starts making sounds. I'm like, hey, I wonder if she can just get juice. That's enough. Hey, can we order? We order. Get her the chips. That's when she was into the chips, into fries. And yeah, we order. Now we're waiting. That time, I told you I'm an OG dad. I get it.
I know.
You're scouting there. I'm like, okay, checking the surroundings. And that restaurant, you were like outside.
Yeah.
So it's like, imagine the the whole the corridors or whatever. Go tsamaya. It's not inside, but you're sitting outside, like within the people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, should it go down here? Ish little what's And I see Insaki is busy making, when she starts making those sounds.
I know that. Prepare yourself.
I'm like, I look around, I see these two grannies, white grannies. And they were behind us. So I went, Insaki now starts. Hey, she lets it rip. And when I juice, I'm like, hey, that's gonna help.
Yeah.
They come with the juice, makes her worse. Yo. Hey, she lost it, eh? And I remember at that time, I was like, okay, that's what I was looking around. You're dealing with now a lot of people. You're dealing with mama. Because the last time this happened,
I know she
lost it. Now this happens and you're within a lot of people now.
You're everywhere. You're in public.
And grannies, white grannies. So, mama is not going to take that a while.
Nope.
I'm like, okay, now you're managing mama, you're managing Zaki, managing the grannies. I know it's going down. And I just remember I was like, nah, man. I think that was the first time I noticed. Whatever you do, you won't control her.
Never.
In that state.
No, you won't. And she's very persistent.
In that state, that scream, and you're outside, like you can hear her.
She doesn't even care.
Oh, nah, you're not going to do anything. Just give up. I was like, okay. I take out my phone. How can I hear the grannies busy mumbling? Not to say, what are you saying? But that look, if a look could speak.
I dare you.
I dare you.
I dare you.
And that's what the granny saying. Just take it away. I was like, yeah, I thought so. Look back at this one. YouTube Kids. That's when she was into Elmo. Elmo.
And then she kept quiet.
And it just went zoom. When you switch off something like zoom. I get it. The waiters was laugh. Hey, Nadibo, laugh.
It was. I can imagine you, and she will embarrass you. She'll humble you. I've had that. Go Rosebank. I should tell me. To the point I actually cried. Like I cried with her.
Sure.
I was like, that was the last time I was like, I'm never taking you out to the mall.
I know,
but we still take her though.
Screen time, what? There was no time for gentle parenting.
No, I can imagine.
Hey, got a phone. I'll come.
And then she becomes, nothing happened.
Born, come, food. You look around, you see people are impressed. Oh, this guy. And another thing that made it worse, you could see when it starts, everyone's like, where's the mom? You can see the look.
Was I working that day?
You were working?
Yeah.
So I want to shame Mamoteng, but it's very Now it's like, okay, so what are you gonna do? Because they don't know I'm an OG there.
They don't know love. The experience is top notch.
But yeah, that's
your wildest stuff, right?
That was the wildest. The other ones, they don't compare.
No, they've been fine, those other ones.
Yeah.
So what's the most ridiculous reason our toddler has cried?
Ridiculous? There's a lot.
Let me see, which one?
Let me say recent, né? She wanted to take her. There's a lot, man. One of them is when she wants to change her outfit and she needs to go to crash.
That one is the worst.
Because you need to leave. And the person wants to wear a dress and went.
That's what she did to her when we took her to the market. Veni was so shocked. She fought. I actually ended up saying, just wear you, baby. Wear you. She took it and she was happy.
Like now with she wanted to wear the bee costume.
I don't imagine. And it's cold.
So the one was the time Nanya got the golf clubs.
Yes.
I had to literally walk with the golf clubs Lena to the classroom.
Yeah.
And then and then she cried and they were like, no, just that's fine.
They know how to handle her, Shem. I'm impressed.
Yesterday, I dropped her off, ne?
Yes, you dropped her. I picked her up.
As I'm dropping her off, there's another family, but at least they're dropping off people. So you find Hanchi, and then when you drive away, let's say I'm like pulling out now and then, one about. I get that dad is holding the purpose too. So I was like, it's not just us.
It's everyone, love.
It's everyone. The guy was the purpose. Like, hold on, they were crying.
It's a thing.
All the way to the door. And yeah, then they were like, okay,
you can go.
You can go.
So now, what would be your superpower as a dad? What would be the one superpower you'd like to have as a dad?
To put them to sleep.
Yeah, I know you'd like that. It will help me to be awake. Like that actually is a beautiful superpower. It would.
No, that's the best one. I wonder if you can do that. You've got a skill, eh?
Yeah.
But anytime, how pa? Yeah, she just falls asleep.
It's just because ours is just they fall asleep not so easily.
No, but yesterday I did put Nhlama to sleep. Office.
Yeah, you told me, and he was out. I think the problem becomes when you have to put them. I don't know. Both of them are asleep.
At night, it's a challenge.
Yeah, because the thing is, Zaki doesn't want to sleep. If it was up to her, she would be up the whole night. Then you struggle. By the time you're done with her, someone's already out. Your body doesn't want to do anything, and you're out. What is something our kids did recently that made you stop and laugh? I have one.
There is one as well. Inside.
Yeah,
the bag.
Yeah.
The bag.
No, this one is when you were sleeping, and then she's like, "Hi, baby." Hi, baby brother.
I remember that one.
That killed me.
So my stomach was growling.
Yeah. And it's like, "Hi, baby brother."
And then she's like, She puts her here. And then goes, grrr. Baby brother. The recent one, man, where she sees herself as a kid, and then she's dramatic. Baby.
I know, I remember that one. And she's serious. And that time she's very serious.
Like she could win an Oscar for that.
Wow. Oh, my baby. And she does the expression. She's like,
she once saw Lord of the Rings and she saw the guy say, "My precious." My baby.
Oh my God.
There's too many, man. Too many. Little Samurai has his moments, eh?
He does.
It's now this recent one with the chair, man, pushing it like a car. Yo.
Why does he do that? And now he does it when we're talking.
I think Gobanaka, when you go to the shopping.
Oh, the stroller did. Yeah, that's a lot though.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And it's noisy.
But he must have fun. That means you must get him something to push.
Another thing that makes me laugh about him is when he sees a doll and it scares me. He walks like a baby.
And that time he's running. Shame. Nsaki created some very bad anxiety.
No, I think so. And because he wasn't scared of them until Nsaki did that thing to him. My poor baby. I know. We have another person now who's scared of those things. Oh, Lavi, this was such a nice chat.
Are we done?
Yeah, we're coming close to the finishing. You're shocked. You're shocked. You're shocked, love.
I'm shocked.
Okay, I want to ask you, I'll tell you one thing. I'll answer and you also answer him. What is the one thing that, for me to remember this question? It's actually, maybe I don't remember. I want to ask the question very properly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where did I put it?
Why do you have notes? No, I cannot do notes.
Because I'm the one interviewing you. So, how has becoming a dad changed your view of yourself and what you value? But I want to reverse it into this. How has your view about me changed since I've become a mom? Mm-hmm. And what do you value from it? Okay, you want me to answer first? Mm-hmm. About you. I think what I've seen change about you is it's how I want to put the right words here. You're like my fallback person and my confidence booster. You're my cheerleader. I think that's the one thing because I tend to be I tend to be very down and second guess myself, both with my career choices and with the kids. And you just notice that. And then when I talk to you about it, you put a seed of confidence in me. Like, no, dude, you're fine. You're a great mom. And I remember when I was pregnant, Gantam, which I appreciate. I don't think when we fell pregnant and then mama was busy, always nagging me about Nzaki's weight and stuff. And, and then I don't know, you called her or she called and then you told her, no, you need to stop doing that. You've been my fallback person. And I feel like that's been one of the biggest securities for me because I've always been my own fallback person. I've never depended on anyone. I always did it by myself. But ever since with the kids, you have been my greatest fallback person, and I value that a lot. Because I feel like if the kids can see that you're my fallback person, automatically they're gonna be your fallback person too. That's for me.
Okay. Go back, repeat that question.
It's what is it that you value about me now as a mom? Or what has changed your view about me now as a mom, and what do you value from it?
You have changed a lot. You're no longer as independent as you were as a single person.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
So that, I think, did come with the kids. I would say not us getting married the most. You were still very independent, but with the kids,
it just fell. Ne?
Yeah, you became a bit more vulnerable.
Yeah, I know, it fell.
Yeah, which is good.
I think that's how you became a fallback person.
It helped the partnership. And then the second one,
what the value from it?
The value from it. I've then also, I think I grew. It helped me grow as well, as not just as a parent, but as a person.
It did.
Yeah, you've helped me grow.
I nag you. It's my job.
And another thing, kids, if I'm answering the question by saying this, when I see that's something I appreciate actually about you being a mom or our kid's mom. Maybe I diverted, but
it's fine.
I'm throwing it in there. I like how, and this goes for both of us. There was a way you've grown our confidence. You've nurtured like the confidence. Yeah, man. I wasn't always, I think, this confident. I'm still not confident. But it was from then having you firstly in my life. That was before the kids, I think. But it's seeing how Ntsaki is now, the way she is, that I was like, I remember one day I was chilling, I was like, yo, yeah, no, I see what Tsire has been pushing all this time, because Ntsaki is very confident.
You're the confident person. The balls.
And I would say the same. Nhlamu is shy, quiet, but you see the confidence.
You don't play with him when he's...
You see the confidence. And by seeing that, it then I think rubbed off on us as well, or me specifically.
And now you're feeding it to me again.
Really?
You are.
Hey man, this is a circle.
It is.
It's a circle.
It's a circle of life. It's a circle of life. But I think that's why it's so important how you became my fallback person after the babies. Because my confidence got shattered. Because I was very confident before the kids. And then somehow, little things happening, my mind losing it, my memory loss, and then all these things just shattered a little bit. And then you've been feeding that back to me as I've been feeding it to you.
Oh, I'm glad, love.
Yes. So I would like you to close with a bit of a message to the dads about, your experience as a dad and what you feel like dads should always do for the moms.
For the moms?
For the
not
moms.
The kids?
No, for the moms. If you're looking after the moms, you definitely are looking after the kids.
Be the kind of dad that you would have liked to have, number one. If you look at, is it your inner child? Or
Yes.
that 6-year-old.
The inner child, my love, yes.
What did that boy need? Not to say he wasn't getting everything. He might have been getting 10 or 9 out of 10. What's that one thing that you feel, as much as you got everything from your parent, if only you had this 1 or 2 things, give those things, be that dad. And another thing is, some people would be like, or some dads, I think, limit themselves or hold themselves back by saying gender roles. Hey, some of these things should be done by my wife. Or you'd find your dad or your uncle or even your brother or other guys would be like, "Hi man, why are you doing this thing?" If you do it because you want to do it, then it's all good.
It's all good.
As long as you're doing it because you want to do it, or not, Hore, my dad told me I shouldn't do this thing, or my friend said I must do this thing.
Demolish the gender roles, man.
Well, and if you want to do that thing, do it.
Do it, ne?
If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But at the end of the day, and you said it very nicely, when I was saying, hey, I don't know how I'm going to deal in Tlamo. And you were like, just make sure they become the best version. Is it of me or them?
Of themselves.
Of themselves. Yeah.
Because
ultimately, they're going to see how you are and try be that person. And if you can be the best version of whoever you want them to be, then you're already halfway there.
You're halfway there.
So if you're a person, you do things because you want to do them and not because Bong says you must do it.
It's a good foundation for your kids.
It's a very good foundation, because whatever they feel comfortable with or they want to do.
And it helps to limit peer pressure because it gives self-confidence.
So that also, I think, applies to how you would treat the mom.
Hallelujah.
If the wife says, can I recap a story?
You can close it with that.
There was a time, last year.
Yeah.
And I was chilling with Bongs, or I was going to chill with Bongs. He was like, hey, you call Victor coming through.
Yeah.
And every time they come through, it's like,
I'm
there, I chill with them. They're like my brothers. And then Bongs was like, hey, the gents are here. We're chilling outside. Come through. Normally you're chilling. Cookneck. As I'm heading out, you're like, Ish Lavi, can you please help me remove the laundry, go the washing? I need to wash the kids because it's late. And I'm thinking, fuck, yo, can I swear here?
Lavi.
So I'm like, yo, shit. Yo, those gents are there. Yo, I'm not gonna hear the last of this. But at that mind, I was like, okay. Oh, at that point, I was like, what do you want to do? All these things run in your head. Like, what do you want to do? What's this person asking you? Your wife is asking you, can you please help me just remove that laundry because it's getting late? I need to wash the kids. If you don't wash the kids, my mom is going to nag me for it. It's gonna come back to me. Pain again. Or you could just remove that stuff. It's only gonna take 5 minutes. It's not like I or anything. And I was like, no, I'll do it. And I went there with a purpose.
Yes, love.
And I remember Victor was like, I shame, that day must come where you're a big time DJ. You can see yourself, like you can reminisce this. And I was like, no, it's fine. You know, I did it, you know, because that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And when I got back, I was like, I'm sure I'm going to get it. And Vela Iko was like, hey, my man, I know you want to help, but hey, not too much.
And the time.
I won. But end of the day, it's because I wanted to do it. But then Victor said something. He was like, you must ask him if he has done it before.
I'm sure he did.
I will leave it at that one.
Thank you, Lovey, for the story. Thank you so much for joining us. Have an amazing and lovely day.